Hey, it's Cochise here. Just giving you guys an update. So, like I said, this is for people who know me, select group of people. But just because of my relationships with my friends from all around, this is a much easier way for me to communicate with everyone. So I know I look a little bit thinner, and I've had some statements regarding my teeth. Just to give you guys a heads up, I am doing okay. I know it's very difficult for people to accept that because they hear the stage 4, they hear me in and out the hospital, and people start freaking out. And it's gone to the point with, for me to experience all this, emails, messages, talks with friends, or things of that nature, that I think it's probably best that you actually hear it come from my mouth rather than hearsay or some text of some kind. So this is it. I have a situation where the tumor is forcing my gums to recede, and the medication is just pretty much expediting that. So the second to my last back tooth on my upper right side is falling out. That's not an issue. The issue is the threat of a jaw infection, because a jaw infection for me is a very bad scenario in which, there are very few things we can do surgically if that was to take place. So I've been very stressed out about that. And when I'm stressed, I don't eat. And as well as that, I've been going on a very low carb, like no carb, low sugar diet. And I've actually been getting a little bit more tighter and pure with that diet. So that combined with me not eating that much and working out the rate in which I do has caused me to shrink up a whole lot. I'm hungry as hell now, and once I've accepted the fact that, hey, I will lose my teeth, my mind actually went to ease. I've been actually able to get some sleep. My appetite is back, so I'm feeling a little bit good. The only problem is, like I said, this has caused a couple of health scares, but also other things that I have going on for me has been pushed back because of this. And the stress I usually have is that when I do go to the hospital, it's usually we got to go real quick and we have to go in succession without warning. And so the 2 weeks ago, that was pretty much it. Other than that, I'm okay. The reason that the tooth is falling out because the gums are receding, not because the tumor is pushing down. If that was the case, my jaw would be broken and I would not be able to communicate with you the way I am. So, from when I was able to synergize from the various doctors who I've seen in the past 2 or 3 weeks, is that if and when this thing kills me, it will not be a situation where I'm lying in a bed for a couple of weeks to months with an IV thing stuck to my arm. It's going to be rather quick. And I know this can sound a little bit morbid, but that's actually probably the best way for it to happen. I would hate to be one of those people who are lying in bed, and I've dealt with this before in 2014. You're lying in bed for weeks at the hospital with the chemo going through you, and it's like every cell in your body is nauseous. I would hate to be that for any extended amount of time and be in a shell of my former self, knowing that my condition will not get better. When I got that information, I relayed that to a couple of friends and family members, and they want me to get an MRI pretty soon to kind of see what, kind of check up on it. And I thought that was a pretty good idea until I realized that, for my tranquility, no, it's not a good idea. It is a terrible idea for me to do that because one is this. There's only three scenarios that can happen. It shrunk, it stayed the same, or it grew. All those three situations affect me the exact same way. I'm still going to continue to do what I'm doing. So if it has shrunk or stayed the same, I continue to do what I'm doing. If it's grown, I continue to do what I'm doing. There's nothing that stops me from doing what I'm doing. And I think that a time frame that if I was actually like, let's say they told me, oh, you have 4 months to a year to live, or whatever the case may be, how would that really affect the people around me? It may put me into a situation when I then have to like pick and choose what I do with who I do it with, rather than just doing what I do anyway. So I will not be taking an MRI unless there is any growth in pain or some sort of other effect that the cancer has. So I really hope that you guys understand my choice. And like I said, I'm okay. And this is the reason I wanted to make the video because I almost completely forgot about why I'm doing this. Is the idea that when I meet people in person or people who speak to me that I can't help but get this notion that they feel as though I'm putting on a front of strength by being as calm as I am about my situation. From my perspective and how I'm experiencing things, that is very preposterous. Key thing I'm going through, of course, the jaw issue, as I've already explained. I'm in a situation where I would like to be living in a different place with more money, and it's difficult to find work because when I tell people about stage 4 cancer, you know, they don't know whether or not they may like me, but they may not have enough faith that I'll be able to perform the tasks in which I'm able to perform for any sort of extended amount of time. So it does kind of limit me a little bit in work. That's changing, okay? But I'm also going through things with, since my mother died on my birthday back in June, I look at a lot of my family members very, very differently. And these are the major things that I deal with on my day-to-day life. I don't have enough time or enough energy or enough will to project an image out there to own some real estate in someone else's mind. So if I tell you that, hey, I'm doing all right, I'm calm, that's what I mean. When I tell you that, hey, things aren't so good, I'm stressed about this, that, and the third, that's what I mean. I'm not joking around to cover up some sort of hidden issues I'm trying to avoid. I've done all my psychological, philosophical, and emotional heavy lifting a while ago and continuously to do so. And that's what gives me the peace that I have right now. So I know this is maybe a little bit contradictory to maybe sometimes think, oh, Cochise, he don't like movies, he don't like sports, he don't like this, that, and the third. You goddamn right I don't. But I don't base my happiness off of subjectivity like that. So that's the reason, along with a lot of other things, that I can be a little bit vocal about things I don't like, but still be a positive person. Because I base my happiness on a couple of core beliefs in which I have, and thus far the majority of that has not been tampered with. So I just want you guys to hear from the horse's mouth, and that's it. So thank you, and take care.